I am delighted to welcome you all to the 2025 Refugee Multi-Stakeholder Dialogue. And yes, we meet here today in the spirit of partnership, recognizing our responsibility to strengthen our collective response to one of the most pressing humanitarian challenges of our time. Your presence today speaks volumes. It is a profound affirmation of our shared humanity and our unwavering commitment to protect those who seek refuge, hope, and a new beginning in our region, people who are in need of international protection. This dialogue is not just about policies and procedures. It is about people, real lives, real challenges, and real opportunities to make a difference. Together, through honest conversation, empathy, and shared purpose, we can shape a system where every individual feels seen, valued, and embraced, not left behind, and certainly not forgotten. I'm therefore pleased to address you today as Fiji takes a step forward in its long-standing dedication to asylum and refugee protection. Your presence, representing governments, international agencies, your organizations, and importantly, the voices of asylum seekers and refugees themselves, speaks to the shared commitment we all hold to provide refuge, restore dignity, and offer hope to those fleeing violence and persecution. For over 5 decades, Fiji has tried to uphold its responsibility as a signatory to the 1951 Refugee Convention and its 1967 Protocol. In so doing, we have worked diligently to ensure the rights and protections of those seeking protection on our shores. These commitments are far more than symbolic. They are the living expression of our values, woven into our laws, upheld by our partnerships, and driven by our collective conscience. The cornerstone of our legal framework remains the Immigration Act of 2003, which provides the structure for fair and humane asylum procedures. Yet, today, in a rapidly evolving world, we are deepening our efforts with a renewed sense of urgency and purpose. Today's multi-stakeholder dialogue represents more than a conference. It is a catalyst for regional cooperation and innovation. While previous dialogues may have noted Fiji's immigration stewardship, humanitarian stewardship, this year's gathering focuses on developing functional solutions to the mounting challenges in protecting displaced population. We acknowledge the constraints small economies, as we in the Pacific Island countries face, in developing comprehensive asylum systems. On its part, Fiji has charted a path forward by granting work rights to asylum seekers early in the process. We enable them to live with dignity, contribute economically, and reduce their dependence on limited aid resources. Complementing this is the strong support of local partners, from civil society and faith communities to businesses, who offer shelter, medical and psychosocial care, and employment opportunities. In the face of rising global displacement and shrinking humanitarian resources, one truth remains: no single actor can meet these challenges on its own. A a cooperative approach with shared responsibility within its jurisdiction in the region and beyond is essential. A milestone in today's event is the formal signing of the Standard Operating Procedures, or SOP, for Refugee Status Determination, RSD, a joint achievement between the Ministry of Immigration and UNHCR. This SOP formalizes years of practical collaboration, during which the Ministry has actively participated in refugee assessments and steadily building internal capacity. Our long-term objective is clear: to equip the Ministry of Immigration to independently manage the RSD process. This step-by-step capacity building approach demonstrates how small island nations can build effective, sustainable asylum systems without overextending their resources. Furthermore, we're pleased to announce the formation of the Refugee Policy Task Force, a multi-stakeholder group comprising government departments, civil society, humanitarian experts, and UNHCR, to guide the development of a comprehensive national refugee policy. This marks a significant evolution of Fiji's approach, embedding refugee protection more deeply into the national consciousness, strategies, and planning. Today's discussion benefits from the presence of representatives from across the Pacific and beyond: Australia, New Zealand, France, Germany, Canada, and the United Nations Multi-Country Office. Their engagement highlights the growing recognition that asylum solutions in the Pacific require global solidarity and support. Fiji does not stand alone in this journey. We welcome technical expertise, material assistance, and ongoing dialogue with partners who share our determination to uphold protection standards for all persons in need of protection. We also celebrate the many contributions of our domestic partners. Education institutions, health providers, legal professions, and private sector entities have stepped up with practical initiatives, from scholarships for refugee youth to inclusive hiring practices that provide meaningful employment. These efforts demonstrate the power and reach of compassion and inclusion. Fiji remains firmly committed to advancing protection solutions for refugees and displaced persons. Fiji government, through Cabinet's recent endorsement, has taken a significant step by supporting Fiji's nomination to be a Global Compact for Migration champion country. This endorsement reflects Fiji's commitment to promoting safe, orderly, and regular migration, and our dedication to the principles of international cooperation and shared responsibility. As a champion country, Fiji aims to demonstrate its commitment by example, by aligning our policies and practices with the GCM objectives and advocating for solutions that respond to both the realities of human mobility and the rights of migrants and displaced populations. We recognize the unique vulnerabilities faced by our communities in the Pacific, including the impacts of climate change, and we are determined to ensure that no one is left out. Regionally, Fiji is pleased to collaborate with our Pacific neighbors to build coherent and compassionate migration and protection system. Globally, we reaffirm our commitment to multilateralism, solidarity, and the principles enshrined in both the Global Compact on Refugees and the Global Compact for Migration. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our work is grounded in a simple but powerful truth. Protecting refugees is not only a legal responsibility, It is a moral imperative. Fiji is determined to uphold this obligation with compassion, fairness, and resolve. We do not and should not see refugees as burdens. We see them as mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters full of potential. We see our own families, our own hopes reflected in their eyes. When given the opportunity, they thrive, they contribute, and they become part of our shared story. Talking about stories, in my military career, I've had the opportunity to serve in some of these countries that are riddled with conflict and witness firsthand lives of those who lose hope. So, tell you the story about the Fiji military. We started in Lebanon in 1978, and very early in the mission, and Lebanon was very much a war-torn country by then. The Fiji battalion raised a kid. His name is Salah. So basically, he's born young, and his father died in the conflict. Mother was old. So the Fijian soldiers would raise this young boy, then small baby, from baby. They would bath him, change his diapers and everything, and this boy would live around where the headquarters of the Fijian battalion was. Grew up, he would speak perfect Fijian, Salah. He would even participate in the Fijian mekis, dances, when it is medal parades and etc. In the first year I went to Lebanon, he was a teenager by then, 1991, and Salah would come up to me whenever one of the Fijian soldiers, he's quite a cheeky boy too. The Fijian soldiers do something to him, he'll come up to me, Edgston, this guy, and I'll call him up and say, hey, leave Salah alone. The last I went to Lebanon was in 1991, and then I went back in 2002, I think was the last year that we were in Lebanon. And then I saw him again then, and then 2017 I went on a tour with His Excellency the President to all our peacekeeping missions. So we went back to where the Fijian battalion used to serve in Lebanon, and where we raised this. What I knew was this baby, and now a teenager, the last time I met him. And all different now, it is built up, but the ruins of the building, where I think you heard the famous story where when the Lebanese were in there and it was bombed and hundreds died, and the Fijian soldiers helped gather the dead. The ruins were still there, and next to it was the office where I used to work. We were talking with some of the locals there and just saying, okay, what building is this and this? And I saw this. Now a gentleman came running, he's running and calling, Edge. I was the Edgeston, so he usually called me Edge. Hey, Edge. Bula. This is Salah, he's now a grown man. Limping because he shot himself in the foot, playing around with a gun in that war-torn country. And he's now in his 40s. Salah came in, hugged just like the Salah I knew at the time. And still around. I asked him about his family. His mom had passed on. He has a family of his own. He's been to prison, came out again. But it's amazing to see the effect of putting back hope and putting back hope into people that have lost hope. I got a message from him. He found out that I was now the Minister for Immigration, because we chat in social media. And he found out that I'm now the Minister of Immigration. He says, "Hey, I want to come to Fiji. I want to come to." Never been to Fiji, this guy. But yeah, it's amazing when that happens. When people that have lost hope, when we restore. And I guess what we're doing in this dialogue is that, sorry, it's really how to infuse that hope back to those that have lost hope because of circumstances beyond their control. And through this dialogue, I think we have an opportunity to do so. Because our vision begins with an idea. And we give shape to the ideas through words. And we redefine or refine those words when we have a dialogue like this. And in a dialogue like this, we strengthen that vision because we will have consensus. And that we deliver through policy. And the policy will bring about real and lasting change. I would like to say that that is the path that we walk today. And it is a legacy we want, or we aim to leave for those that come in tomorrow. They should not come into our jobs and say, those before us did nothing. So let us use the dialogue as a springboard for deepened regional collaboration. Let us reaffirm our commitment to the principles of humanity, solidarity, and shared responsibility. Together we can build a Pacific asylum model that is both compassionate and sustainable. Together we can ensure that those who are forced to flee are not met with barriers and fear, but with safety, opportunity, and dignity. So let us continue to work together with vision and resolve towards a future where all people on the move are protected, empowered, and respected. I wish the dialogue the very best.